Hi there. This is Rosie Aiello with the Love is Kind Network. Let's see here. Oh boy, I have a little bit of a cold probably, so I sound probably a little funny. I just woke up with it, so it's a little bit crazy. But I'm glad you're going to be here. We're going to be getting started in just a very short moment. Um, and I just want to tell you that today and next week I'm going to be talking about and getting ready for Valentine's Day. Everyone like loves in the air. Who I'm going to be with? Am I going to have a date? Am I going to go out with my sweetie? You know, all these questions. You know, just like February just sort of kind of turns into that, I think. And I want to go over with you the keys to a healthy relationship. Because as we go into it, it's really easy to get sucked into the candy and the flowers and all of these sort of outward-looking characteristics of really romantic relationship. But as we all know, that the relationship is much deeper than beautiful flowers, which I love, chocolate, which I'm not a big fan of, but if it's really good chocolate, I wouldn't say no. And but for me, what's so much more important is, you know, how you feel in the relationship, and to be really walking into a relationship, or even if you are in one, to make sure that you are in a healthy relationship. I spent, you know, I did the legwork for you, ladies. I did the legwork. I was in a very unhealthy relationship for 25 years before I was able to get out, and now I'm in the most beautiful relationship I could have imagined. I mean, just I couldn't have imagined it, but I am in one now, and I feel so utterly blessed. And I just want to share my wisdom with you, what I went through, and see if now maybe, you know, I can help you to create that awareness that maybe you just didn't have before. And it's so important. We are meant as a species to be connected to others, but we want to be connected in a really healthy, loving, and kind way. And when I escaped from my abusive relationship, I didn't want to look at a man. I put them all in the wrong, you know, all in this bad category. And, you know, that was my experience. But that's not how the world is either. We can't go from one extreme to the other. So I'm going to go over a list. And if you want to get this list, just go to my blog on theloveiskindnetwork.com and go to the blog, and you'll have the complete list, because I'm not going to have enough time to go over the entire list. But I give you a pretty comprehensive one, and even then it's not everything, but it's some of the key ones that you want to know about as you are searching. And I know many of you have just said, forget it. I don't want to be in a relationship anymore. You know, all men are bad, all men are this, all men are that. And of course, that's not a healthy way to look at life either, because like I said, we're looking, we are seeking connection. And maybe sometimes you'll say, oh, well, I don't need a man, I just need a woman. And we make these excuses, which then makes you lose out either. So instead of just putting everybody into one pot and making these generalizations, let's get smart about it. Let's say, what is a healthy relationship? What are some unhealthy characteristics? So this week, I'm going to be going over unhealthy relationship characteristics, because I kind of learned these the hard way, ladies. It was not fun learning these, and it's been a long lesson. And so I want to short circuit your learning. And so if you start to see these or experience these, then they go, oh, well, that doesn't feel quite right. Because sometimes you doubt yourself, especially when they're sweet, right? They might be kind, and then they're not kind, and then they're kind, and like, well, what is it? Are they kind or not kind? Well, let me tell you, that, if they're behaving like that and you're kind of going like that, it's not a healthy relationship. just to be aware of that. Okay, this is about you, and this is your life. And of course, Rosie, it's my life. But you know what? There's a difference of just having life, come to you where you're reacting and you feel like you have no say. You can't create anything. And this could not be further from the truth. Okay? Not further from the truth. So I want you to really pay attention here. I'm going to go over it now, and then go to the loveIsKindNetwork.com, go to the blog, and then you'll see Part 1 of Healthy Relationships. Look for that, and then you'll see the list. And then next week I'll have Part 2, where I'm going to go over some of the healthy characteristics of a relationship, what you should expect. Okay, this is what you should not expect. And if you're in it, then you need some support, then reach out to me. Okay, reach out to me. Again, go to the website. There's a contact page. You can reach me there. And it's really important that you don't feel like you stay stuck, that you can't do anything. All of these are really important steps for your life. I was stuck, or I thought I was stuck, living in the Middle East. I made these reasons. I was overseas. My daughter was underage. I don't really, I still believe I made the right decisions. I would not have wanted to have been without my daughter. But it is what it is now. Now I'm here to really help you. Okay. All right. So these are just a few signs of unhealthy relationship characteristics. Unhealthy. So if you are experiencing these, and start to really check your relationship. Be critical, be aware of it. Because if you're already in a relationship and it's showing a lot of these signs, then what I'm going to really surmise is that you're very unhappy in it, you're feeling stuck, you think you have no choices, and you think that's it. So, and none of that is true. It doesn't mean that the relationship is doomed. We don't know. But the way it stands now, if you have a lot of these checked, it means that it's not going to be a healthy relationship. And that means your health is kind of going to pay for it. You're going to not feel happy internally and externally. So, okay, so the first one, again, I'm not doing them all. I'm just going to go through a few of them. Go to the loveIsKindNetwork.com site and go to the blog to get the complete list. Okay? And then you can sign up for more. Okay, so one of the things that, and women get accused of this a lot, okay, is being accused of you're too sensitive. I mean, this is a term, and there are many other terms, but this is a really classic term where men use this, you're too sensitive, to put you down and control you. Because like, oh, I'm too sensitive. So now you're automatically on the defense. Oh, I'm too sensitive. Well, I shouldn't be too sensitive. Yeah, I should be able to handle it. And so we come to believe that being, quote unquote, sensitive is a bad thing. Well, why is it okay for them to say you're too sensitive, but we don't even think to say, well, you're too insensitive? Because we're on the defensive. So whenever they label you or call you names or things like this, this is an example, it's a way to put you down and control you. And once you're in that controlled, weakened state, then you open yourself up to more unhealthy behaviors. Okay. So this is one that I did for decades. And it's, you find yourself covering up or making excuses for their behavior or the relationship. And you may make the excuses just to yourself. When you know in your gut that it doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel right. You know they're putting you down. You're trying to do the best you can, but it's never working out. It's like no matter what, the guy, you can just never please him. And then what I did, so I did all those, right? And then what I did is I just like, oh, well, he's so nice when he does blah, 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 blah. It's like they're rarely cruel and mean and demeaning all the time. And that's what makes it so difficult. It's like, well, they're not like that all the time. So then we make excuses and say, well, they're not like that all the time. But they are like that a lot of the time, or some of the time, or just enough to make me feel awful. That is not a healthy relationship characteristic. They shouldn't be saying things on a regular basis, even if it's like once every month or once every 3 months. You start to look at the patterns here. So maybe they're nice, and then wham. Nice, and then wham, with some insult or something. And then you just start to just think, okay, am I crazy? Okay, is it really happening? Well, okay, he's nice all these times, and then he's just, he gets in a bad mood, or he says something like that. He says something that's not very nice. I mean, a lot of people do that, which they do. You have to watch the behavior pattern. If you see a consistency and you feel, how do you feel when it happens? And do you say something to express yourself? If you cannot express yourself, if they're putting you down and you're making an excuse, well, he doesn't always put me down. He only puts me down every now and then. I mean, he's not perfect, right? He's not perfect. I'm not perfect either. This is another thing I hear from women as they try to defend somebody abusing them. Well, I'm not perfect either. Well, of course you're not. But what's your behavior, your overall behavior? Are you trying to defend yourself, in relationship to him? Are you making these excuses? Watch out. This is almost one of the key elements to identifying an unhealthy characteristic, an unhealthy relationship characteristic, is making excuses for their behavior. Why do you have to do that? In a healthy relationship, there's nothing to make an excuse for it. We don't make excuses for somebody else's behavior. Okay, that's 2. 3. They use your intimate shares that you shared with them against you much later. So you may confide in them. And then this this won't be in a really short relationship, but more long term, maybe even a few months, whatever. But they start to use things against you. Like my ex-husband, we had met in college. We dated a short time in college, and then much later we got married. But it would be, like 25 years later, and he's telling me something I said or did when I was in college. It's like, really? You're holding that against me, what I did when I was like 19 years old? But you'll see this coming up. So pay attention to it as well. So when you are in a new intimate relationship, be careful before you start sharing intimate details about your life. And you may think, well, I want to be open and I want to be forthright. Yes, at the right time. Not first off. They don't have to know everything about you. And it's not a matter of you lying. You're truthful of who you are. You just don't need to share every single thing. And then if you start sharing some intimate details about your life, I mean, let's say, let's say you were dating somebody, you're dating somebody and you told them, yeah, my last boyfriend, he cheated on me, so I cheated on him. Something like that. And then that could come back and he could say, you see, where were you? I tried to call you. I tried to text you. You didn't answer me. And these are also ways that they control. It's like they want to know where you are all the time. But now they're going to add to that piece. It's like, see, you're cheating on me. They're going to go right there because you gave them that piece of information. So be careful. Okay? All right. This is an issue with new relationships, and I want to bring it out because now it was Valentine's Day and maybe you're looking for a date, and men are looking for a date. They know women want to go out, so they're looking for somebody. So just be aware is that in unhealthy relationships, the man will dictate the speed of the relationship, and the faster it is that I really love you. You're the most beautiful woman. Why don't you come move in with me? I mean, all these things, and they do happen. There was a friend of mine who we actually started dating our guys at the same time, and I was taking mine slowly, and hers was just going at lightning speed. Within 3 months, and he was across the country from her. They weren't even seeing each other on a regular basis. And she got engaged to him within 3 months. She left her business. She sold everything she had. She drove across the country in her car and moved in with him within the 4th month. And I'm going, whoa, And as I was reading what she was posting or she was writing to me privately, I could see the wheels turning. I go, oh my God, this guy has just sucked her in. And let's get this straight, ladies. She was a smart, attractive, successful woman. So then she started to slowly let go of her business. Oh, well, he wants me to be with his business. He wants me to travel with him. So she was in his car, truck, whatever it was. Hi there, Hannah. And she started just to support him in his business. And she just abandoned her. So she left where she was living. She got engaged, left where she was living, left her business, and started to support him. This is also these are the steps of how they start to isolate you. It's like, now you're not allowed to see your friends. You don't have any friends. You've moved with him. You don't know anybody there. So be careful how a new relationship is going and how it continues. So a red flag is when it's speeding and he's really accelerating and everything else. So eventually she tried to leave him. I was giving her some strategies what to do. I told her the biggest, thank God, they weren't married. And she went back to him. And because I said, you have to, and it's really hard, and I'm not saying this is easy, of no contact, but truly, this is like the key to your sanity. But she went back because when they get like that, it's like, oh, I'm so sorry, you're the love of my life, and everything else. And then once you're back in, then they flip. And that's what happened. And then she left the second time, and then that was it. And now her business is, she's back to her old self, bright, socializing, growing her business, and that's what could happen. That happened within 6 months. Meeting the guy, getting engaged, moving across, then going with him on his business, and then realizing that she was getting sucked in, and then getting out. That's how quickly these things can happen. So we can kind of get wrapped up in the passion of the moment. Just beware. Beware. This is your life, and you deserve to be treated with kindness. Okay, I want to keep repeating that. You deserve to be treated with kindness, and it starts by being kind to yourself. And that is about knowing what you want, what values you have, learning how to set healthy boundaries. Because boundaries is about teaching others how you want to be treated. Hi there, Sahana. Boundaries is about teaching others how you want to be treated. So that's your responsibility. And if you get sucked into a relationship that's moving too fast, it's going to be spinning your head and you're going to feel like you're out of control. And you are. So that's why you need to have these keys before you get into a relationship so you know what it is that you want. Okay, moving along. So, this is a good one. So again, I'm just going over the list of, as we're getting ready for Valentine's Day and wanting to see other people and maybe getting ready for a date and just having love on the mind. I'm all about kind love that is really kind. And if you want this list, I'm just going over a few of the points today, but if you want the complete list of unhealthy relationship characteristics, then go to the loveIsKindNetwork.com and go to the blog. And it'll say Healthy Relationships Part 1. Okay, Part 2 is for next week. We're all going to be talking about the healthy steps. Okay, so this is one. When you're in a relationship, you're playful with each other. You can often be playful with each other, and you might tease each other and things like that. In an unhealthy relationship, he's going to tease you, and it's going to hurt you. You're not going to feel you don't think it's funny, and you don't like it. And you're going to tell him that wasn't funny, and then he's going to tease you. Then he's going to come back with "you're too sensitive," which was the first point that I made, right? Oh, you're too sensitive. Then he's going to. Then if you tease him, you're going to see he doesn't like to be teased. So he can dole it out, but he can't take it in. So watch for this characteristic. And I'm not saying to purposefully tease or antagonize him, but be aware of it. Be aware of how he is teasing you, what he's teasing you about. And if you say it bothers you, how does he react? Does he apologize? Does he stop it? Does he tell you that you're too sensitive? You can't take anything? And then notice, later, a month, whatever, you're not doing score here, but you may be just teasing him and thinking as well that you're being very playful, and maybe you are. You truly are playful, but he doesn't like it. So notice that. This is just another side. Okay, moving along here. Yes, this is a classic one, and I have a whole talk on this thing. And this is about women have been, even in modern women, we're still been brought up, and culture and society kind of directs us to be really nice. It's like our job to kind of give in, cave in, give up, and just be nice no matter what. And I did that in my relationship. I was always making the peace between him and me, between him and his daughter, between him and his family. I was the peacemaker, and so I would twist myself into a pretzel to please him, thinking if I did that, then he would be better. He would be appreciative. He would like me more. I don't know what was going on in my brain, right? I just wanted him to be happy, because when he wasn't happy, it was terror. But that didn't work. So pay attention to how you are behaving in the relationship. Are you trying this to please him? Are you trying that to please him? Are you just trying to, do something to help him, love you more? Are you just trying to be kind to him so he'll be kinder to you? If that is what you're trying to do, and you have that thinking, if I'm just, maybe this will work and he'll be happy. If it's that kind of thinking and the actions that are driving that are being driven by that, then no, this is not a healthy characteristic of a good relationship. Now, of course, we're going to help we want to do things to please our partners, and they do things to please us. Know where the source of it is coming from. Is it just like, I love him so much, and I just want to do things, for him or with him or whatever? Or is it, if I do this, maybe he won't get mad at me. Or, if I do this, he'll be happier. That is faulty thinking. That's faulty thinking. Okay? So you need to be aware of that. All right. And that ties into the thinking, if I'll do better, things will be better. Okay, that kind of thinking. And then the whole thought that you think you can love them into loving you or being kind to you. So these are all kind of related. I want you to really pay attention to this, because what is driving your behavior, and how are you feeling about it? I know how it was for me. I was just like desperate. It's like, oh my God, I just want some peace. Will you just be nice to me? And I didn't even know I was in an abusive relationship before, before it was 18 years. I was married 18 years in the relationship, more than that, before I realized it. So if you want to cut down, and be able to live this life of freedom and love and kindness, then follow these. And reach out to me if you're not sure. I want women all over the world to really start to understand that you deserve to be treated with kindness. And it does start with you being kind to yourself. Again, knowing what healthy boundaries are and that you have a right to that. You have a voice in this relationship. And I think the last one I just want to share with you is that you find his behavior confusing because he kind of flip-flops to be nice and not nice and nice and not nice. And you kind of have this, am I going crazy? Is it, or it must be me. You start to blame yourself for the relationship that's faulty. So if that is kind of going on in your mind, in the back of your mind, and you just, you're not really sure, things just feel a little bit off, then reach out to me, because you deserve to create a happy and joyful life. You deserve to have a wonderful, kind, loving relationship. It can be done. I've created a wonderful life. I have a wonderful, amazing man in my life, and he brings me joy every day. It's a joy. Before I was living in just fear and terror, and now I live in joy every day. I look into his eyes, and I could stare at him for the rest of my life, which I probably will. I mean, it's kind of a joke between us that I stare at him. He's getting kind of used to it now. Anyway, this is Rosie Ayala with the Love is Kind Network. Please join me next week for part 2. I will give you another checklist to go through. I will review some of them. Again, if you want the complete list, go to theloveiskindnetwork.com and go to the blog, Healthy Relationships Part 1. You are fabulous. You deserve to be treated with kindness. And go out and enjoy your wonderful day.